Hello. Yes, I had a question for Uwe. Yes, in connection with the interest rate model you wrote down, is there a natural-looking state price density that you can write down in connection with the model? Or to put the question in another way, can you, I mean, I saw the change of measure class of martingales that you wrote down. Is there a way that you could formulate the whole theory in the physical measure, you know, with the discount bond system and a state price density?
Well, that's a good question. We haven't done it so far, I admit. So far we were driven away to actually get this formula and get some theory underlying it. And but it's a good suggestion. I will tell my PhD student about it.
It struck me that there may exist an explicit way of doing that, since you seem to have the relevant change of measure formulae already at your disposal.
Can you repeat it?
It struck me that it may be possible to do this explicitly, since you have the relevant change of measure formulae at your disposal already.
Yeah, well, at the moment that change of measure is just a tool for us. Whether we can give more meaning to it, we have to see. Thanks.
Other questions? From the darker areas of the audience? Yes, Bruno? That's right. Yeah.
It's hidden liquidity.
Thank you. So it's for Lakshite. So obviously covariance, it's a kind of mix of correlation and variance, and variance has been always used and overused on the market. So why don't you focus more on correlation instead of, I mean, I guess those spikes, as you showed in your legs, they are very much linked to the VIX as well. And so if you want to have something which is kind of more complementary, more independent from the classical measures, so shouldn't you focus more on correlation instead of covariance?
Yeah, you can do the whole thing with the correlations. It gives the same kind of results, but I wouldn't want to forget about the volatility part. This is why I take covariances. But it's true that you can do the same things. One other thing to do would be also to look at the matrix of covariances, which would be built with realized correlations and implied volatilities, which would also be something nice to do.
Yeah, and also, if I understand, so you compare the last year,
past 1 year realized correlation to the 1 year realized correlation 1 month ago.
Yes, so which means that actually essentially the difference between the two is the difference between the last month and
yes,
1 month,
exactly.
one year ago.
There's a significant overlap.
Yes, but so maybe it would make more sense to compare the current month with the last year instead of 1 month, 13 months ago.
Can you repeat? I didn't get that.
No, because, so again, yeah, if you have a big overlap, and so if you subtract the overlap, you see that eventually it's the current month or the last month minus the month 13 months ago. Yeah. So basically, you take the 1 month 13 months ago as your reference. It seems it would be more natural to take the whole last year as a reference.
Yeah, but I like to have a fixed window for calculating covariances, because when you modify the calculation, the window, it makes the covariance move in a weird way, which happens less for correlations, but for covariances, it's the problem.
And by the way, shouldn't we see also a surge in the LICs 1 year after Lehman? Because if you compare 1 year after Lehman the 1 month, the last month, with the month 13 months before, which is lemon. Actually, you see.
Yeah, so that's a very interesting thing. So, and in fact, it's not just the movement of correlation, because in fact, it inverts this equation, which is not only the movement of correlation, but also movement of prices. So the leaks spikes when you have a joint spike of covariances and downward movement of prices. Whereas what you're talking about is prices which stay kind of stable and covariances which go back. Mm-hmm. And this does not make the leak spike, which is nice because nothing happens, right?
Okay.
More questions? Yes? Making me work hard this morning.
So just to add to the second comment, I think that you can do the last month and subtract the average of the monthly correlations of the last year. So in that way, you don't have the problem of different frequencies.
Yeah.
So it's just a
Yeah,
suggestion.
yeah. You can do a lot of things to improve the estimation of covariances of correlation. There are lots of estimators. I just take the simplest one, but you can improve significantly. Yeah. And this is a good way to do. There are other ways. Yeah.
Okay, so to keep things moving along, let's thank both speakers and have a break.